All right, guys, this is the shipment of the Tren de Aragua gang members and affiliates that are being transported to El Salvador. They were received in El Salvador, and this is the way it's done and the way it should be done.
Chasing dreams, running fast, feeling no delay. We're the watchdog. So watchdog Wednesday. So watchdog Wednesday. Watchdog Wednesday. Rise and shine. It's a brand new day. Got the world on my mind. Ain't no time to play. Chasing dreams, running fast, feeling no delay. We're the watchdogs, always watching what they say. Eyes wide open, we're taking what's ours. Breaking through the silence, aiming for the stars. The grind don't stop, we're living in the scars. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're raising the bars. We're the ones who won't back down. Taking back the night and we're standing our ground. Every step, every move, we're breaking new sound. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're running this town. We're the ones who won't back down. Taking back the night and we're standing our ground. Every step, every move, we're breaking new sound. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're running this town. Every roadblock, every lie they feed, we rise above it, we plant the seed. Truth in the hustle, in the blood we bleed. On this path, we're the change they need. Eyes wide open, the time is now. Breaking every chain, we're standing proud. No more silence, no more bowed. On Watchdog Wednesday, we speak it loud. We're the ones who won't back down. Taking back the night and we're standing our ground. Every step, every move, we're breaking new sound. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're running this town. We're the ones who won't back down. Taking back the night and we're standing our ground. Every step, every move, we're breaking new sound. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're running this town. So watch your step, we're out for the fight. We won't rest until the wrongs are made right. Every voice, every truth, every shining light. We're the watchdogs in the day and the night. We're the ones who won't back down. Taking back the night and we're standing our ground. Every step, every move, we're breaking new sound. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're running this town. We're the ones who won't back down. Taking back the night and we're standing our ground. Every step, every move, we're breaking new sound. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're running this town. So Watchdog Wednesday. So Watchdog Wednesday.
Not so tough now, are you?
So Watchdog Wednesday. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're running this town.
Rezarse por ti y por tu familia. Muchas gracias, El Salvador. Or 5 criminals that supposedly, I don't know what the story is, but let's read. So this is when it first happened. Today, the first 238 members of the Venezuelan criminal organization Tren de Aragua arrived in our country. They were immediately transferred to CECOT, the Terrorism Confinement Center, for a period of 1 year. And that is renewable. So the United States will pay a very low fee for them, but a high one for us. Over time, these actions, combined with production already being generated by more than 40,000 inmates engaged in various workshops and labor under the Zero Idleness program, will help make our prison system self-sustainable. As of today, it costs $200 million per year. That's pretty good. On this occasion, on this occasion, the U.S. has also sent U.S. 23 MS-13 members wanted by Salvadoran justice, including 2 ringleaders. One of them is a member of the criminal organization's highest structure. So you guys, I don't see the bad thing in this, do you? This will help us finalize intelligence gathering, and go after the last remnants of MS-13, including its former and new members, money, weapons, drugs, hideouts, collaborators, and sponsors. As always, we continue advancing in the fight against organized crime, but this time we are also helping our allies, making our prison system self-sustainable and obtaining vital intelligence to make our country an even safer place, all in a single action. May God bless El Salvador, and may God bless the United States. And I agree with that. And the story of El Salvador is truly impressive. If you guys get a chance, go back and watch the president of El Salvador sharing his story regarding, how his country healed, how they were able to clean up their streets. It truly is an amazing one. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, guys, let's watch this. I will try to hold my commentary until the very end. This is brought to you from Fox Live Now, News Nation, I think. And this is from less than 24 hours ago.
Lawyers walking out of the courthouse discussing some of these deportations. Let's just see if we can have these people step up to the mic and let's listen in.
I'll get out of here.
Hey.
Lee, can I put this on you real quick?
Again with that? Okay.
Please, and thank you.
And can I just say how sloppy this man looks? It takes them a minute to start getting into it.
Yeah.
Please tuck your shirt in, sir.
We are going to get some comments here from different attorneys, people there after this court hearing following the deportation of over 200 migrants to El Salvador over the weekend. We heard Marco Rubio and also...
Correction. They were not migrants. They were not migrants. They are criminals. They are illegal aliens. They are criminals. I don't know how many which ways from Sunday, but don't worry. We're going to get into... it was actually a comment I made on a post that really just caused some people to, their faces to melt right off. So we'll get into that too. Let's watch this.
The president of El Salvador worked together to make this happen. Let's listen in here on Live Now from Fox.
Okay.
Should we start? Hi, I'm Lee Gelernt, Leegelernt from the ACLU and the lead counsel in this case. We just had a hearing before Judge Boasberg, and our position is even more clear at this point. We had serious concerns going into the day that the government violated a federal court order. Today did nothing to dispel it. If anything, it reinforced that our view that the government may very well have violated this order, perhaps even knowingly violated. And the judge did not seem to be accepting the government's argument, many of which were implausible on their face. There's a lot at stake here. There's a lot at stake in two ways. One is the use of the Alien Enemies Act. It has only been used 3 times in our country's history, all during declared wars, the War of 1812, World War I, and World War II. Congress could not have been clearer that it can only be used where a foreign government or nation is in a declared war with the United States or is invading. This is ultimately then a fundamental question of separation of powers. The president is simply thumbing his nose.
I want you to hear this again. He said, or invading. I think I would consider millions and millions of illegal criminals, not even of the United States, coming over our borders an invasion, and it is terrorism.
Our nation is in a declared war with the United States or is invading. This is ultimately then a fundamental question of separation of powers. The president is simply thumbing his nose at Congress. Congress has said when you can use the alien enemy.
And Congress is thumbing their nose at the American people's wishes by our election of Donald J. Trump along with Doge. Remember that, please.
Act. Every other administration in the history of the country has abided by those limitations.
Why are you licking your lips like that, sir? Look at this.
Abided by those limitations, and therefore, not surprisingly, it's only been used in these 3 declared wars. So we think the Alien Enemies Act cannot be used in this context. But even if it could, what I told the judge today was that there must be individual due process. If a person...
No. That's where you are mistaken, sir, because they are here illegally. They are entitled to no due process. Did they go through the rightful channels to claim asylum? Did they do that? Did they go directly to the embassy? Did they? Did they go? I don't think so. They didn't come in through the proper ports of entry. I could go on and on and on, but I don't think that I need to. And don't worry, guys. We're going to get to those X comments. Those people wanted some attention. They're going to get it.
Does not believe they're a member of the gang, can show that, and they're not subject to the proclamation. Yet the administration has not only invoked the act in an unprecedented lawless way.
They are still here illegally, right? So if El Salvador is a processing center for deportations, then it is what it is. Do not go into any country the wrong way. Do not go into any country without properly going to their proper government authorities and asking permission to be there. There's a whole process that can be done. So I don't know what they're crying about. Let's keep going.
But they have refused to give individuals the opportunity to show that they're not actually part of the gang. And so we don't know all the individuals have been removed so far because the government did it in secret and in fact signed the proclamation in secret. But, I would caution people to accept it.
So why have you accepted all the things that the Joe Biden administration has done in secret?
If they're a member of the gang, can show that, refuse to give individuals the opportunity to show that they're not actually part of the gang. And so we don't know all the...
They are not here legally. So they need to, I don't know what to tell these people, but they should not have been freely roaming the streets. They have to be accountable for being in a country they do not belong in.
Individuals have been removed so far because the government did it in secret and in fact signed the proclamation in secret. But, I would caution people to accept at face value the administration's characterization of all these men. We've seen over and over in the last 7 weeks, the government overstate who they've detained. We saw it at Guantanamo. They originally said these are all the worst of the worst.
They care about finding these, whatever these people are, but yet they don't mention anything about the children. What about the missing children? Why don't you care anything about this? I would say these 2 right here have probably sold their seat. They're worried about their lives. Maybe they've gotten involved in some nefarious gang activity. I don't know. Did y'all watch Ozark? I didn't. You guys, this is all allegedly and just my opinion because I'm allowed to have one.
It became clear very, very quickly that many of them had no criminal violation at all or a minor criminal violation or just an immigration violation.
Just an immigration violation. So that's what we're going to start calling it now, just an immigration violation. Well, I heard another content creator say this, if I were to go into a store and steal something, would that just be considered just a violation? Huh? I don't think so.
We were just
okay. Let me just pause for a second. Every time a car goes on. So that's not only have they not had the process to make the showing that they're not a member of the gang, but the government has repeatedly overstated who they're detaining.
It bothers them so badly.
First and foremost, the Alien Enemy Act cannot be used in this context. The other big issue involved, and the one that was at issue today, and why the stakes are so high, not just because of this unprecedented invocation of the Alien Enemies Act, is the Trump administration's apparent refusal to accept this court's jurisdiction. We are on, as I said in the
Let me ask the people who live there locally, and I believe this is in D.C. that all this is going on, which I think D.C. had the highest murder rate in the nation for quite some time. I don't know what the statistics are now, and I will back up what I say. So I'm just wondering, how do the residents feel about this? How do the residents feel about children being missing, can't find them, but they're more concerned about people who are not here legally. And he said like it's just a paperwork mishap or something. I mean, I'll get arrested. I will get arrested and I will get fined if I drive a car without my driver's license in the car. If I do not have a driver's license, that's a prisonable offense. Driving while your license is suspended. In North Carolina, they send people to prison for that. No joke.
Hearing, I wanted to be very careful and take a pause before I said it, but I do think we are slipping closer and closer to a constitutional crisis. I mean, that term has been thrown around a lot in the last 7 weeks and over the years, but at this point, it seems like...
See, there goes that bell again. That's God. Thank you, Lord Jesus, because this man right here is creating this constitutional crisis.
The administration is simply walking into court and telling a federal court they can't look at the evidence, they can't stop what they're doing. And we see constant public statements from administration officials criticizing federal judges, saying they don't have authority. I think we're on dangerous ground here in the United States.
All right. And speaking of which, let's go on over and let's see what Caroline Levitt had to say recently about this. And I just really love her. She doesn't take no crap. So she is going to talk about the, if I can find it. Oh, dang, she didn't post it. Anyway, she talks about this ridiculousness of addresses Judge Bowman. I don't even want to call him. What's his name? Judge ruling for deported Trinidad. I might edit this out, you guys. I don't know. Okay, let's see what she had to say about it. Where the heck is it? So, yeah, this Democrat judge just ordered 2 planes carrying illegal immigrant Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang members turned around and returned to the USA. Trump designated Tren de Aragua a foreign terrorist organization and was deporting them to keep us safe. Democrats will never choose Americans or American lives over illegal immigrant gang members. We must defeat both or we'll never be safe again. So this is the perp right here, guys. Take this down just a little bit. So this is your perp guy. Let me just enlarge that so you can see this fool's face. Yes. And then you saw the other fool over here trying to completely defend this ridiculousness. I mean, it's just lunacy if you ask me. I don't think this will go any bigger, but that's okay. So, yeah, you guys, I mean, I'm just in disbelief about all of this. I know that federal judge orders deportation flights carrying alleged gangbangers to return to U.S., blocks Trump from invoking Alien Enemies Act, which is completely absurd. And then I know, let's see, I put it in my bookmark, so let's take a look over there at that. You guys, thank you for being patient with me. I'm a little new to doing all of this, so. All right, yeah, this is where I believe she responds to it. And this poor little Caitlin Collins, this girl is so misled. So give me just a moment. Here we go.
The judge's written order, which hit the docket Saturday night at about 7:26 p.m. But he issued a verbal order before that at about 6:45 and 6:48 p.m. based on the court hearing. A verbal order from the bench. Does the White House feel the need to comply with a verbal order from this judge?
Again, as I said, all of the planes subject to the written order of this judge departed U.S. soil, U.S. territory before the judge's written order.
But what about the verbal order, which of course carries the same legal weight as a written order, and said for the planes to turn around if they were
Well, there's actually questions about whether a verbal order carries the same weight as a legal order, as a written order, and our lawyers are determined to ask and answer those questions in court. Sean.
Hey, so I have a question on the timeline of the flights. You keep talking about the judge's written
This little girl. I just don't know. Let's check out the comment section. Oh, I did want to go to a comment that I had made on something, and let's see if it's died down any. I hope so. Oh, someone's telling me my delusion is talking again. Aw. All right, so this was the original post, if I can even find it. Yeah, so, and my statement was, you know, so why would a judge want a plane full of gang members from another country brought back unless he is being paid? This is treason. And this person, Hipster Vader, whatever that means, because we don't round up people in secret, and that I guess they meant in secret, them away under cover of dark with no judicial process in this country. And then this fool Alf, oh my God, a single class of civics would have taught you that the judge is there to make sure President Elmo and his orange vice president follow the law. Oh, yeah, here we go. I like what Void said, because surely those criminals on that plane are upstanding, law-abiding citizens. And it doesn't really matter because, guess what? They're illegally here. They are so illegally here. I don't know if I was able to. So I said, go back to your mother planet. Alf, I will say it again. If a person did not go through the proper channels to seek asylum and become a legal citizen of the United States, then they have no rights, none, zero, zilch. And then, he goes on with his foolery, the judicial branch. So New Romantic says, guess what? We don't care. We will send them home. But hey, hope one day they land on your front doorstep since you love them so much. Open your door. I bet you won't. LLMAO. Oh, yeah. So not the party of law and order. Then what is that person talking about? Yeah, this person's definitely ridiculous. So I don't really want to waste any more time on their foolery. But yeah, guys, that's what we're up against here. That's what we are up against.
What?
And it's
this madness. This madness.
I mean, it's just crazy. I can't even. I'm probably going to edit a lot of this out because I'm just speechless by it all. I'm just speechless.
Rise and shine. It's a brand new day. Got the world on my mind. Ain't no time to play. Chasing dreams, running fast, feeling no delay. We're the watchdogs, always watching what they say. Eyes wide open, we're taking what's ours. Breaking through the silence, aiming for the stars. The grind don't stop, we're living in the scars. On Watchdog Wednesday, we're raising the bars. We're the ones who won't back down.